for state and federal funds, which is a prerequisite, I assume, to paying for that educational expense. Also, we're kind enough to send
my chief does the best job he can with what he's got, okay? And he talks about wasting taxpayers' money, and him and his other two cronies, all they do is fill out FOI requests.
both the chief and the captain to San Francisco to the tune of $4,000 a piece, $2,000 a piece to the International Association of Chiefs of Police Association. I've written to some of the members of the Board of Finance. Like I said, I audited one account, and I found enough discrepancies where I request that the Board of Finance do an independent audit, the entire Police Department budget for 2016, 2017 for accuracy and accountability.
Thank you, Mr. Russo. Any other public input? Oh, I'm sorry. Terry, I'm sorry, Michael. Terry.
I'm sorry. When someone comes speaks for public input, can we come here?
Oh, yes, yes, sorry. It just gets recorded.
Is that microphone working?
There's no microphone there.
Oh, it's gone.
There's a video camera.
Hey, that works.
Mr. Brack.
Michael Bracken, 12 Tinker Drive, Windsor Locks. I'd just like to point out a couple of things. First off, along with Mr. Russo's points that he brought out, I know that I've looked or I've heard some of the findings that he's come up with, and I have a question pertaining to some of the finds that he's come up with, and I question whether or not what he's found constitutes fraud, and also whether or not it constitutes making false documentation on town records. Because if we're charging training to the detective supplies and we're billing it out that way, and you know purposely that that person went to training and it's being billed to supplies, then something's wrong. Because the town thinks that you're paying for supplies when in reality it's going and it's paying for somebody to go to training. The other issue is, when I learned about the trip to San Francisco, the California trip, and it was to a convention, the International Chiefs of Police Convention. The thing is that the captain and the chief both went, and instead of using the same room, and I went to Texas, to Houston, Texas, with another officer for training, we were made to use the same room. We got a room with 2 queen beds, and we bunked together. And the captain and the chief had separate rooms at a tune of close to $300 a piece. And that makes me curious as to whether or not they brought their significant others with them. And if that's the case, then basically we paid for a vacation for them. And I'd be curious to find out whether or not that was the case. Was it a case that they brought significant others with them, or could they have gotten away with one room? So I know that I asked that question at the Board of Police Commissioners meeting the other night. You were there, and you heard our Police Commission chairman say, well, Hamilton Standard doesn't do that. We don't make anybody share rooms. Well, it's been a policy of the police department that we share rooms. So why should anybody be above the officers? If the officers have to share, the captain and the chief should as well. There's nothing wrong with having 2 beds in the same room. There's still privacy there. It's not like they're going to be in the shower together. The other thing is that I had an incident with a town representative, and I did a couple FOIs on him. And I discovered that I requested a budget from him, his budget. He's refused to turn it over. And the thing is that this is our civil preparedness director. The auxiliary police program was disbanded numerous years ago. However, his budget's never been changed to reflect that the auxiliary police were disbanded. So he's been allowed to keep that money. And since that time, I'm wondering where that money is going. If the auxiliary police program is gone, where's the money that he's getting going to for that program? And lastly, I'd say probably 8 months ago, I sent you, Paul, a workup that I did pertaining to the police department's current contract as to what it would cost to do a new hire versus somebody coming from Hartford Police Department or whatever police department it would be. Basically a new hire, or a new hire versus somebody that's already pre-certified. Versus, based on the contract, that a new hire